Welcome to the Clarion Hotel and Conference Center in Myrtle Beach, and this is the 2013 WPDE All Hoop Zone team. I'm WPDE Sports Director Rich Crampanis. It's always great to celebrate high school basketball in our area. 3 local state champions, and a tradition that started with Raymond Felton, Ramon Sessions, Latangela Atkinson, and now Khadijah Sessions playing in the SEC. We've got 40 more great names to add to the list. Coming up a little bit later, we'll meet the finalists for Mr. and Miss Hoop Zone, but let's get started with ladies first, the 2013 Girls All Hoop Zone squad.
All-state selection Taylor Almond from North Myrtle Beach High scored more than 1,500 points in her career for the Lady Chiefs. The senior superstar scored nearly 19 a game with almost 4 steals. Almond led North Myrtle to a perfect 10-0 region record. She's also an accomplished volleyball player. Almond guided the Lady Chiefs to the Class 3A state championship in a 30-1 record. On the basketball floor, North Myrtle Beach racked up 24 victories. Latta High senior point guard Tiana Debary finished her high school career strong for the Lady Vikings. Debary averaged 17 points a night with more than 4 assists and 3 steals. This college prospect is being recruited by Charleston Southern and Savannah State. Debary hit 53% for three-point range. She led Latta to a perfect 10-0 record in Region 8. With Tiana at the helm, Latta beat every team in their region by a 20-point margin or better this season. North Myrtle Beach's India Farmer is smooth on the basketball floor. She's good for a double-double a night, averaging 15 points and 10 rebounds. She's also dangerous on defense. This All-State pick had 2.5 steals and nearly 3 block shots a contest during her senior season under head coach Jude Hunt. She scored more than 1,000 points in her high school career and helped North Myrtle Beach go 3 rounds in the state playoffs. She's only a freshman, but Justice G has an impressive high school resume. She's already won 72 high school basketball games since she first took the floor as a 7th grader. G has great quickness, averaging 5 steals a game and 15 points, helping Timminsville to another region title this year. She's also solid in the classroom and shares the point guard duties with her teammate, Miss Hoop Zone finalist Sade Eli. Carver's Bay sophomore Desiree Green earned all-region honors. The 5'11" star averaged nearly 18 points and 11 rebounds a game for the Lady Bears. She's an excellent dribbler and a versatile inside player who also had 2 steals and 2 block shots a night. Green led Carver's Bay into the 3rd round of the Class 1A playoffs. Kingstree senior Latoya Jones led the Lady Jaguars to a 25-win season this year. Jones was a scoring machine, averaging 22 points a game to go along with 5 assists. She's a slasher who plays great in transition. Following the death of head coach Sonia Burgess, it was Jones and head coach Theodis Faison who helped give Kingstree the strength to make it to the Class 2A semifinals. Takeria Leggett from Latta is one of the top freshmen in the state. This 5'9" honor student is an inside-outside player on the basketball court. She was good for 14 points and 8 rebounds a night. She's a power forward with amazing range. Leggett hit 66% from three-point range, helping the Lady Vikings to a 17-3 record and the Class 1A Region 8 championship. Mullins point guard Jalea Lassane was the co-player of the year in Region 8 Class 2A. She's a hard-nosed leader and a certified gym rat, according to Lady Auctioneers head coach Myron Gerald. The sophomore had solid numbers, scoring 15 points to go with 5 rebounds and 5 assists per game. Lassane helped Mullins to an impressive 20-4 record this season. Perhaps even more impressive than her basketball talents, Lassane is a straight-A student. Dillon point guard Tyshana Lester is a transfer student from Marion. As an 8th grader, she helped the Lady Swamp Foxes win a Class 2A state championship. This year at Dillon, the talented junior star ripped the cords for 21 points a game with 5 steals, 6 rebounds, and a whopping 8 assists. Lester earned all region honors. She's a 3-time WPDE All Hoop Zone selection. The youngster of this year's All Hoop Zone team is Brittany McDonald from Mullins High. The 5'3" 8th grader turned heads throughout the state by scoring 15 points a game from her wing guard position. She's a quiet player and one of the quickest in the PD. She averaged an amazing 6 steals a game. Hemingway sophomore Diamond McFadden had an amazing season. She averaged nearly 14 points a game for the Lady Tigers and hit 50% from beyond the arc. McFadden is a good student and quiet leader on the court. She earned all region honors and was a big reason why Hemingway upset defending state champ Timminsville and made their first state championship appearance in 20 years. Shara shooting guard Alexis Pitts is another solid student athlete. She has more than 1,000 career points, averaging a dozen a night in her senior season. The 5'4" Pitts is a great on-the-ball defender, but she's accurate from three-point range and is not afraid to drive the lane. She runs track and is an honor student at Cheraw High. She was the main catalyst in the Lady Braves' 22-win season and grabbing the Class 2A Region 6 crown. Marissa Runyon of Carolina Forest is signed to play college softball at the University of Alabama. The Panther slugger is also a force on the basketball floor. The 5'11" senior averaged a dozen points a night for head coach Stacey Hughes. She also totaled 8 rebounds and 2.5 steals every time she laced them up. Socastee senior Blake Smith is a talented two-sport star. She made all-region in both basketball and softball. On the hardwood, Smith finished out her high school career averaging 14 points and 11 rebounds after missing the first 9 games of the year with a dislocated elbow. Smith led Socastee on a surprising playoff run into the state quarterfinals. She'll play in the North-South All-Star game and will study medicine at the University of South Carolina. West Florence sophomore Destiny Walker is one of South Carolina's top young stars. This 6-foot athlete is the complete basketball player. She can play the forward, guard, and wing positions. She averaged a dozen points a game on a team that prides itself on playing strong defense. Walker was good for 9 rebounds and 3 steals a night. Walker is already getting attention from Division I scouts. Brittany Williams is a 5'5" junior guard for King Street. She's an excellent ball handler who's lightning fast as evidenced by her 3 steals a game. Williams is also a pure shooter, averaging 16 points a contest. This all-region performer, a major factor in King Street's impressive playoff wins over powerhouse programs Mullins and Lake City. Johnsonville guard Crystal Williams is an all-state selection. She's a great ball handler who can shoot the 3 or drive to the bucket, averaging 17 points a game for Dennis Miles' Lady Flashes. And Williams is fast. As a freshman, she won the region 200 and 400-meter championships in track. On the basketball court, she had 3 steals a night, helping Johnsonville to a second-place finish in their region and a first-round playoff appearance. Hemingway senior point guard Deja Woodbury guided the Lady Tigers to their first state championship in 20 years. Woodbury averaged just over 8 points a game with 4 assists. She's an excellent ball handler, but her strength is her quickness on defense. Woodbury is good for 3 steals a game, and she saved her best for last with a 17-point performance in the Class 1A title game. The Arbor One Skeeza Boys Player of the Year for the 2nd consecutive season is Myrtle Beach Christian Academy's Kendall Henry. Consistency best sums up Henry's game. He averaged 18.8 points a game and scored in double digits in 28 of the Saints' 30 games. He also had 10.6 rebounds a contest to help guide his team to a 1A state championship in Sumter. Henry closed out his career with 16 points and 16 rebounds to earn Christian Academy another state crown. Kendall Henry is the Saints' all-time leading scorer.
Definitely the most special, especially for it to be my senior year, and this is the last time I'm going to be playing with these guys, and it's amazing.
2 outstanding players share Arbor One Skeeza Girls Player of the Year. Rachel Exum is back at the Hoop Zone Banquet for a 2nd straight year, representing Low Country Prep. The Marlins guard topped 1,500 career points and won a pair of state championships in her high school career. This year, Low Country went 12-4 and reached the 1A state semifinals, playing under first-year head coach and former Coastal Carolina player David Long.
The plays that we play, they are college plays. I mean, sometimes we can't really do it because we have something wrong with us sometimes. But, I mean, like, they are really complicated plays, but when we get them down, they're really good and no one can stop us.
Brent Fisher of Trinity Burns helped her team reach the 1A state semifinals and spent a good part of the year ranked number 1 in the state. Fisher averaged 11 points and nearly 9 rebounds a game. A straight-A student, Fisher can also belt out quite a tune.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Congratulations to Kendall Henry, Rachel Exum, and Brent Fisher, our Arbor One Skeeza Players of the Year.
Congratulations again to our Arbor One Skeeza Players of the Year. When we come back, we'll meet the All Hoop Zone Boys team. That's when the 2013 Hoop Zone Banquet continues right after this.
Carver's Bay senior guard Deshaun Aiken is the Class 1A Boys Player of the Year. He's garnered the Triple Crown, All-Region, All-State, and All-Hoop Zone. Despite playing most of the season with a pulled groin, Aiken averaged nearly 20 points a game this season, leading the Bears to a Class 1A Region 7 championship. The 3-sport star also was Carver's Bay's starting quarterback and has received scholarship offers in both football and basketball. Dillon's Jalik Bethea represents the entire Wildcats roster on the All Hoop Zone team. Dillon truly played team basketball, and Bethea was its leader. The point guard helped Dillon to a region title when it lived most of the regular season in the shadows of rivals Marion and Mullins. Bethea and Dillon had 18 wins and reached the Class 2A quarterfinals, with Bethea averaging 19 points a game in postseason play. Senior Reggie Bonner played only one season at Conway High after transferring from Sumter. His final year in high school was one to remember. Bonner led the Tigers to an 18-win season. The Region 6 4A Player of the Year was the only area boy to make the 4A All-State team. Bonner averaged more than 15 points and hauled down 9.5 rebounds a game for the Tigers. He's a North-South All-Star. 6'3" Alex Brown had a remarkable junior season for the Mullins Auctioneers. Brown averaged 20 points a game on a team that had all 5 starters averaging double digits. He's a fantastic defensive player and had more than 7 rebounds a night. Brown attended the Adidas Phenom Camp last summer as one of the top 150 players in his class in the nation. Lake City's Keith Burgess is a humble, hard-working blue-collar player. His strength is defense, hauling down 7 rebounds a game and stuffing the lane for the Panthers with more than 12 points a contest. Burgess led Lake City to a second-place region finish, and the 16-year-old rising star is one of only 2 area Class 2A players to make All-State. Nolan Butler from Myrtle Beach High is another 3A All-State selection. He was the Seahawks' leading scorer with nearly 14 points a game. His accuracy, one of the best in the area, despite taking most of his shots from outside. When Butler gets hot, he scores in bunches. He led Myrtle Beach all the way to the 3A quarterfinals. Butler is also a star player for the Seahawks soccer team. Caleb Duggan is the all-time leading scorer at St. James High with more than 1,100 career points. He has a Pete Maravich hairstyle and can shoot at long range just like the pistol did back in the day. Duggan's a hustler on defense, and he averaged 15 points and 5 assists in his senior year for Monte Carr. Duggan, a seasoned high school veteran, has several colleges scouting him, and he's played AAU ball in both Raleigh and Wilmington. Hannah Pamplico senior Devonte Ellis was the area scoring leader with more than 22 points a game. Ellis hits all the shots. He can slash inside and has a sweet outside jump shot. He helped the Raiders to a second-place finish in Class 1A Region 8 this season and made a trip to the playoffs. The All-State selection is the only boys player in Hannah Pamplico history to make the WPDE All-Hoop Zone team. 6'2" 8th grader Jalik Hamilton changed his last name to Felton prior to this season. His uncle Raymond plays for the New York Knicks and is a 2-time Mr. Hoop Zone winner out of Latta High. Jalik played on Raymond's AAU team for the past 4 years. The young point guard averaged more than 14 points a game this year and was second in the region in steals with more than 4 a night. Jalik grew up in Charlotte and moved in with Raymond's parents who live in Mullins. Ray Sr. says Jalik is already ahead of Raymond athletically at the age of 14. 6'5" junior Tarik Jones from Timminsville led the Whirlwinds 2 deep in the state playoffs this season. Jones tallied 18 points a game with 8 rebounds. He plays above the rim and is getting better with age. This was his first full year of varsity basketball. He quit the team when head coach Gerald Wright's contract was not renewed. When Wright was rehired by the school, Jones returned to the court for the Whirlwinds. They call him the round mound of rebound, and like former NBA star Charles Barkley, 6'4" Georgetown senior Charlie Mcgirt has plenty of size. He averaged a double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds a game. Georgetown head coach Alvin Stitch Walker says Mcgirt is a polite, good-natured person until tip-off. That's when Mcgirt turns into a basketball beast. Mcgirt plans to give up competitive basketball and attend culinary art school. Marion's Marquee Mckelvey won WPDE's Mr. Hoop Zone trophy last year. He missed much of this season, but bounced back to have a solid campaign to close out his high school career. The 6'7" power forward averaged more than 17 points a game. He's a high flyer who thrills crowds with his dunking ability and averages more than 2 blocks a night. But he's also quick, getting more than 2 steals a game for the Swamp Foxes. Mckelvey has made the All-Hoop Zone team 3 straight years. Shara senior center and small forward Rashad Merriman was a dominant player for the Braves. He scored 14 points with 11 rebounds a game, leading Shara to a second-place finish in Class 2A Region 6. At 6'2", Merriman controlled the tempo for Shara this season, helping them to a 16-win season and into the second round of the playoffs. Darlington's James J.J. Richardson was one of the area's most electric players. He's a bulldog on defense and can drive and shoot the 3 in pressure situations. Richardson averaged nearly 20 points a game for the Falcons, who made it all the way to the Class 3A state semifinals in a 19-win season. The 6'2" senior can play either the guard or forward position. When the game was on the line, Richardson was Darlington's go-to player. Wilson High's Patrell Rogers is a 6'2" senior who's fun to watch. He's originally from Lake City but finished out his high school career with the Tigers. Rogers plays above the rim and can take over a game. He averaged more than 20 points a game this year and got stronger down the stretch, averaging more than 24 points in his final 5 games. Hartsville senior center Devonte Washington is a 2-time All-Hoop Zone selection, and he's a tough customer. Washington overcame a high ankle sprain and a broken hand to come on late to help the Red Foxes get back to Columbia for a second straight season. The 6'5" Washington is an intimidating presence in the lane and is a shot-blocking menace. He's also a tenacious rebounder. He averaged 14 points and 11 rebounds a night. Johnsonville senior Corday Wilson helped the Flashes finish the regular season as the #1 Class 1A team in South Carolina. Behind Wilson, who had 20 points a game, Johnsonville ran the table with a perfect 10-0 record in Region 8. The Flashes made an appearance in the state title game last year and made it to the quarterfinals this season. Wilson, an all-state basketball selection, also played quarterback for the Flashes football team and visited the state championship game on the gridiron.
Time to take a break. When we come back, we'll meet the finalists for Miss Hoop Zone 2013. That's when we return. Welcome back to the 13th annual WPDE Hoop Zone Banquet. Miss Hoop Zone has quite a legacy, starting with great players like LaTangela Atkinson and Sasha Reeves from Mullins, who played at North Carolina State. And in recent years, we've got 2 SEC stars, Jazz Phillips of Hartsville playing for the Tennessee Lady Volunteers, and 3-time winner Khadijah Sessions of Myrtle Beach playing for the Lady Gamecocks and Dawn Staley. Now, let's meet the 3 finalists up for 2013 Miss Hoop Zone.
Our 3 Miss Hoop Zone finalists continue the tradition of outstanding young ladies excelling on the basketball court. Tanisha Brown from Myrtle Beach High played a forward position for the ladies Seahawks, but she'll be a guard in college. She's a great one-on-one player who averaged more than 13 points a game in her senior year. She's rated as a 4-star recruit. Brown is the total package, averaging 2.5 steals a game and blocking more than 50 shots this season. She earned all-state honors as one of the area's top rebounders with more than 11 every time she stepped on the floor. Tanisha Brown is signed to play Division I college basketball for the Charlotte 49ers out of the Atlantic 10 Conference. Timminsville guard Sade Eli is a finalist for Miss Hoop Zone for a 3rd straight year. She is Timminsville's all-time scoring leader with 2,115 points. Eli led the Lady Whirlwinds to the 2012 state championship and into the state semifinals this year. Eli averaged more than 20 points a game this season with 5 assists a contest. Even more amazing is that she hits the glass unlike any guard in the area, averaging 9.5 rebounds a game. Sade Eli is the South Carolina Class 1A Player of the Year. Lake City star Shawnice Fulmore pulled off a rare feat this season. She earned all-state honors as a sophomore. The 5'10" center averaged nearly 20 points a game, leading the Lady Panthers to the Class 2A Region 7 championship. Fulmore is one of the most active front court players in the state, averaging 3 steals a game along with 7 rebounds. She helped Lake City to a 2nd straight 20-win season, and now, for the first time ever, a Lady Panther is a finalist for Miss Hoop Zone. Once again, the 3 finalists for WPDE Miss Hoop Zone: Myrtle Beach's Tanisha Brown, Timminsville's Sade Eli, and Shawnice Fulmore of Lake City High.
15 area coaches and 2 WPDE sports ballots determine Miss Hoop Zone 2013. Once again, the finalists here: Tanisha Brown of Myrtle Beach High, Shawnice Fulmore of Lake City, and Sade Eli of the Timminsville Lady Whirlwinds. It's time for Miss Hoop Zone to visit a great small community, and it is Timminsville, and Sade Eli winning Miss Hoop Zone 2013. Sade, congratulations. You have been on this podium for the last 2 years. What does it feel like to finally be holding this trophy?
I mean, it's a blessing and an honor. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have this right here. For my coaches and my mom, I wouldn't be the type of person I am and player I am today.
And you are a junior. Talk about your goals and what you want to do to represent this, to be the next name to follow in the footsteps of Jazz Phillips and Khadijah Sessions.
It's speechless, man. It's just a blessing. I'm just too happy right now to even explain it.
When we come back, we'll meet the finalists for Mr. Hoop Zone 2013. That's when we return. Congratulations to Sade Eli. Just a few moments ago, we presented her with Miss Hoop Zone 2013. Now it's time to meet the finalists for the boys' top honor in the PD and the Grand Strand. Here are the finalists for Mr. Hoop Zone 2013.
It's time now to meet the three players who are vying for the 13th WPDE Mr. Hoop Zone. Jaquan Grissett of North Myrtle Beach is the Class 3A Region 7 Player of the Year. He's a natural shooting guard but played the point this season. Grissett is a great shooter. He had 47% from the floor in his senior year, despite taking most of his shots from the outside. Grissett earned MVP honors, leading the Chiefs to the tournament championship at the Shootout by the Sea in December, and he's a big reason why North Myrtle Beach won its region championship this season. Jaquan Grissett is a 3A All-State selection. Marion's Kevin Rowell was the area's top rebounder with more than 12 a game this season. The 6'6" senior power forward is amazing to watch. He averaged nearly 18 points a game for the Swamp Foxes and has great quickness for a big man. Rowell played AAU ball for the South Carolina Intimidators and attended the prestigious 5-star basketball camp. He closed out his high school career at Marion by making All-State, and now he's a Mr. Hoop Zone finalist. Hartsville senior point guard Jalen Shaw led the Red Foxes to a Class 3A state championship in 2012, and he was back in Columbia this year. Teammates call him Shaw Dog, and this young man is prime time when the game is on the line. He averaged 23 points and 9 assists a game. He's been offered a college scholarship by every Big South Conference school and has more than a dozen major college offers on the way, according to head coach Eric Samuel. He's the Class 3A Region 6 Player of the Year. He's All-State, and now he's vying for WPDE's top award, Mr. Hoop Zone. Once again, the three finalists for WPDE Mr. Hoop Zone 2013, Jaquan Grissett of North Myrtle Beach, Kevin Rowell of Marion, and Hartsville's Jalen Shaw.
The Mr. Hoop Zone tradition speaks for itself. The first two-time winner, Raymond Felton, now with the New York Knicks. The second two-time winner, Ramon Sessions, now with the Charlotte Bobcats. That award means so much to those two NBA superstars, and now another great name is added to the list. Once again, the finalists, Jalen Shaw of Hartsville, the great North Myrtle Beach player, Jaquan Grissett, and Kevin Rowell of Marion High. And it has been a magical time in Red Foxes country, and another big honor, Jalen Shaw, Mr. Hoop Zone 2013. Well, I know in Hartsville they like to call you Shaw Dog. Can I call you Shaw Dog?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me what it means to win this award knowing the names, Felton and Sessions. These guys, you're part of them now.
It's a blessing and an honor to be a part of those two. I wouldn't be here without my coach and my parents.
Could it have gone any better for you? I mean, you finished your basketball career with back-to-back state championships, and now you're holding the top honor in the area. I mean, just tell me what it took for it to be so good for so long in Hartsville.
It took a lot of hard work and dedication, playing and practice hard every day. It was a great way to finish my senior year.
And now the big question. Everyone wants to know where you're going to play college basketball. I'm not going to put you on the spot right now, but tell me what your process is right now and when you're going to decide and what you're exactly looking for, because a lot of schools in the country want to see Jalen Shaw on their team.
I'm just trying to look for a good situation for me to play in, trying to find a great team where I fit in that I'll be putting my decision out in April.
There you go, April. And you better tell me and Hags first.
Yes, sir.
Jalen Shaw captured 9 of 17 first-place ballots for a comfortable victory over Kevin Rowell, who finished second, and Jaquan Grissett in third. On the ladies' side, Sade Eli had 10 first-place votes, and there was a tie for second place on the podium with Tanisha Brown and Shawnee's Fulmore. There were two proud coaches after the trophies were handed out.
One of the most important decisions I ever made was to talk her out of moving away. They were getting ready to change districts, and I knew then, I told her mother, leave her in Timbersville, we'll have a chance to win a state championship. Might have a chance for a Hoop Zone finalist, and might even win Miss Hoop Zone. And doggone if it didn't come true, and it is a big deal for us.
Well, it's real big. We finally get a Mr. Hoop Zone win at Hartsville. Been coaching there 8 years. We thought we had a few guys that had the opportunity, but it just wasn't our time. So to have Jalen, be presented the award, we're very proud of that.
Congratulations to Sade Eli of Timminsville and Jalen Shaw of Hartsville, Miss and Mr. Hoop Zone 2013. For all the great folks behind the scenes, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next year in the Hoop Zone.